How do you tell a depressed friend or partner that you don't have the mental resources to listen to them be depressed anymore, without coming across as a massive asshole? I'm a compassionate person, but also very blunt. I'll listen as long as I can, be it minutes or years, but there comes a point where it's just too much. Listen, I love you to death and I want to help, but this is just way more than I can handle right now. How's about we get some outside help? My wife has major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety, and PTSD. She goes to therapy regularly and is medicated, so most of the time she manages it well. But when other things in our life are difficult, her mental health can take some serious downturns. Due to our relationship being more than just friends, I'm obviously more invested in helping her than I would be with other people, but here are some things I have learned over the years. Things which have made our relationship very successful and mutually beneficial. 1. Ask the person what they need. Oftentimes when a person we care about is struggling, we want to jump in and fix everything. That's not always what the person needs. Maybe they just need to vent to someone without judgment. They might not want advice, because they know what they should be doing, but their condition is making that hard. Maybe they don't want to talk at all and just need a hug or a shoulder rub, if you both are comfortable with physical contact. Or maybe they just want to sit with you and watch a movie, or go for a walk, and take their mind off of it. Giving advice that is never taken is draining and frustrating, but you can help them without doing that. 2. Tell them what you need. Just because you don't have the same mental struggles doesn't mean you can't also have needs. Let's say they came to you asking to vent, but you had a long day and are tired physically and emotionally. Tell them, I am not in a place to be able to carry that right now. This is when you could offer to do something else for them, or tell them when you feel you'll be better able to help. You could also tell them a time limit if you have some energy to give. Like, I would love to let you vent, but I need to set a limit of 15 minutes today. After that, let's agree to change the subject, or do another activity that we can both use to unwind. This gives your person a clear view of your boundary and lets them still get support from you. 3. It's okay to have lines that can't be crossed. Adding to the boundaries I brought up in point 2, it's perfectly okay to have limits on where your support ends. There may be topics that are triggering or uncomfortable for you, and you are allowed to say talking about those is off limits. You can also change those limits depending on what's happening in your own life. Maybe they have a bad relationship with a parent, while your beloved parent is unwell. It's not going to feel good for you to hear them talk about how horrible their mother is when you want nothing more than for your mom to get better. That would be an appropriate time to tell them this is a boundary, and if they need support in this, then they need to seek it elsewhere. You can still be there for them, but find a way around this particular issue. Your limits can also be time-based rather than topic-based. You can tell them they can't contact you while you are at work, or before/after a certain time. Or that you can only hang out on X days. 4. Communication. This is the most important. Just be honest with them. They don't want you to burn out. They don't want to drag you down with them. But one of the symptoms of these problems can be pushing people away and isolating yourself. That means that they only have a limited number of supports in their life, and it can put a lot of pressure on the supports they do have. It's up to you to be very clear about how you're feeling and what you need, so they don't push you away too. If you do all of the above from a loving place, they will be happy to know they aren't putting too much on you. Being clear about this will ultimately be helpful to you both. 5. They need to respect you. If they don't listen to your boundaries, it's okay to cut them off. If you have to go that route, it would be kind to let them know why. But you always need to put your own health first. You deserve to have friends that you enjoy being around. You deserve to be happy. You don't need to be anyone's emotional doormat. You're always in your own right to say, you know what, I really want to help you, but you need more than I can give you, and I'm pulling on my own reserves in order to be there for you. I want to be there, but I just can't, not to the extent you need me to be. You need more and better help than me. It can be so hard when being that depressed person, to realize what a burden you're putting on others, especially if they never say it. I've lost many friends by being the depressed one, and never being told they couldn't give me what I needed and that I was essentially pulling them down with me. Now, I wish they'd told me they couldn't bear it, and that I needed more than just them. One of the things that helped my wife and I was realizing that she didn't really need me to be listening attentively while she decompressed. Like, she would be saying all the same stuff, again, and I'd be there, but I'd be cooking and thinking about my own stuff. It felt like a halfway step. As a depressed person, it feels like a burden for anyone to listen to me. Even if it's a professional. This leads to thoughts of no way out. That's part of depression. Feeling guilty constantly. Sad thing is, that feeling won't stop. I feel very sorry for anyone I unload to. Thank you. This is something people don't understand about depression. I could talk about everything I feel to someone. Unfortunately, it's never a satisfying release. I know they don't feel as I do, and I know they don't care as much as I do. That's not a complaint. No one can truly feel as badly about your problems as yourself. So, I get stuck in a loop of what's the point? I'm so glad I'm not alone in feeling that. I knew that I couldn't be the only one who thinks/feels in a particular way, but seeing someone accurately phrasing those feelings is like letting me know that I truly am not alone with that feeling. Thank you so much. Maybe make it constructive? Like take it as an opportunity to help them find a therapist/counselor so they don't have to rely on you as much as their emotional crutch. I do not envy your position though. I get it, you want to help your friend but you can't sacrifice your own mental health for it. That's perfectly fair and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Best of luck. I tried doing this with my best friend who I love to bits. He ended up not talking with the counselor on his own and refused to for the first few sessions, so I had to be there nearly every session. It completely messed with my schedule, but still worth it knowing he got better, although I wish I could have said no a few times to allow him to be independent. I think it's important to emphasize that your lack of mental resources isn't because they're a chore, or too much to handle. There are lots of ways to please this that I think are equally effective. I love you very much, and I want to be there for you. The best way for me to be there for you right now is to help you find some other outlets for your feelings, because they're valid and need to be heard, but I can't be this person for you all the time. Can I help you try to find a therapist or another constructive outlet? I'm very grateful that you trust me enough to share these feelings with me. Because of that, I hope you'll trust me when I say that I want to be there for you and I need a bit of space in order to do that. I know you're going through a lot right now, and I want to be as supportive as I can while you're going through a tough time. It seems like the best way for me to be supportive is to help you find some outside assistance to get through this. I'm only a normal person and I can't always offer the most effective or informed help. Do you want some help trying to get an appointment with someone who can help you better than I can right now? Emphasizing how you're feeling, not in the sense that your feelings are more important than theirs, but stressing that the issue isn't that they're depressed, it's that you're overburdened, can make a difference, I think. No one wants to be told that their depression is too much to handle, but I think for some people, showing that you still want to be part of their team can mean a lot. I had an acute stress reaction last week after some work stress came to a head. I went to a new doctor who immediately suggested talk therapy. I realized that I have been using my husband and mom as my therapists over the last few years. They are amazing listeners, supportive and have some great wisdom to share, but they can't say the same things over and over. Therapy is expensive for our high deductible plan, America. I've been quoted $600 plus for my first hour-long session at a mental health office. I was looking at a list of names I didn't know. Instead of in-person therapy, I am trying TalkSpace, was able to meet my new therapist via FaceTime within 12 hours of signing up. I am blown away by the instant improvement in my mood and the fun conversations I had with my husband the day after meeting my therapist for less than 10 minutes. I am really feeling motivated/excited for positive changes, when I've been feeling broken for the last 4-6 months. My husband is the best. He tries to fix things, but when he can't, he gets quiet/isolates a bit. I wish he would/could tell me how my work stress was changing me and our relationship dynamic. But alas, he's not a therapist. If you like the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button.